13-10, and we are seconds away from the kickoff here to start the second half. The Patriots will have it. You know, New England is just going to offensively have to start scoring more points. That's easy to say, but they're going to have to make up for deficiencies on defense, which it doesn't look very good right now, their defense. And they've scored an average of 17 points per game over the first 2 weekends. They've got 13 on the board today, as Falk is going to try it. Make it out to the 20. We go down to the field, and Pam Oliver.
Joe, Atlanta defense giving up nearly 100 yards on the ground in the first half, and Mike Smith wants to fix that. He said, we've just got to be better in playing our gaps. We've got to be more sound in that department. He also said if we could keep the Patriots with that potent offense to field goals, we have a very good chance of winning this game. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks. Mike Smith lit up Thomas Johnson earlier in this game in the first half. Falcons are already without Jerry Purray, their first-round pick out of Ole Miss, who they put on IR on Monday. So they were thin at the position anyway. They spend their first-round pick. And here's Fred Taylor, and I'd be shocked if we don't see a lot more of Fred Taylor here in the second half and in the upcoming weeks for New England.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Atlanta defensively, and Purray Jerry, even though he was a rookie, he looked pretty good there in the first, game and did a nice job. And he helped at least solidify some things, and so you lose a guy like that, you bring in Thomas Johnson, and he's got to do a much better job if they're going to be able to slow this running attack.
Here's Taylor, and they're not able to slow this running attack as Taylor, who was averaging over 7 yards a carry in this game, picks up 9 in a first down. Tom Brady, who was seen frustrated and yelling at the troops at the end of the first half, now turns into the motivator and trying to get guys fired up on the sideline.
Yeah, my guess is that's an extension of whatever it was that was said at halftime by Tom Brady. My guess is that he was very vocal at halftime about some of the frustrations and in what they're not doing, knowing they were going to get the ball to start this half.
Here's more Fred Taylor. Picks up 3. Second and 7, and we go back to the first half. There's the drop by Galloway. Now Brady, in Galloway's defense, anybody's defense, Brady's missed a few throws here as well. It's not all on the receivers. Brady missed a couple of wide open guys in the first quarter, but there's some tension there. Certainly was on the sideline between Galloway, Brady, and that offensive mix. Second and 7.
Breathe out. 53 to Mike. Breathe out. Go ahead, Jules.
Quick throw, Moss takes a seat, and he'll be a yard shy of a first down. Houston was out there defending for Atlanta.
But a good job by Tom Brady getting it out. Brian Williams, he comes off the edge. This time they don't have an offensive lineman coming out to pick him up. He knows he's got to get it out, and he does. And it winds up being a positive gain. And to go back to Tom there on the sidelines, I know that's going to be analyzed and overanalyzed as we move through this week, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, his job is to be the leader of this offense. He's doing that. And from time to time, you get frustrated and you let that out.
Third down and 1. Here's Morris. Gets to the edge, and it's the New England ground game. It's been more impressive in this effort against the Atlanta defense.
Well, gets to the edge. There was nobody on the edge for Atlanta defensively. I mean, a good job there by New England of being able to block at the corner and allow Sammy Morris just to get to the outside uncontested. And it's not until the safety, Deku, comes over the top before he's even run out of bounds.
126 rushing yards in this game already for the Patriots. That can set up play action. This one is lobbed for Watson, overthrown. And these fans that are literally right in front of us in this booth, they're all looking at each other going, what is going on out there?
Yeah, well, in Tom's defense here, I mean, one, he has time, but you're going to see Ben Watson. This was not an easy throw because he had to lay it over a defender, and I think Tom was hoping that Ben would take a higher angle, and so it would then make it an easier throw. You underthrow that one and it's potentially intercepted. But they have had some open receivers.
Linda, Alpha, go!
Brady comes underneath, completes the pass. And that one is to Chris Baker. Good for 7, so a shorter third down coming up. I'm interested to see these scores cycle through and to see Detroit handling the Washington Redskins. And the Redskins barely won their home opener last week over the St. Louis Rams. And they're getting shut out by the Detroit Lions. Lions have lost 19 straight.
54, Rita. Alpha, go!
Third down and 3, and this pass is good for a first down. Caught by Galloway.
Crowd likes that, don't they? Well, you're going to see Matt Light on one of the premier pass rushers in the National Football League, John Abraham. They thought they were going to have to give Matt Light some help. They have from time to time, but a good job there and an easy, what should be an easy completion. I mean, Galloway is wide open, sitting it down, but even that didn't look like either one, Tom Brady or Galloway, were real confident in the throw and catch.
Nothing's easy as Brady lost one for Watson. What a catch. Watson to the 6. 23 yards, and Benjamin Watson, who had those 2 touchdowns against Buffalo in week 1. A nice piece of work here.
And they got a corner on him in Chris Houston. You know, but that's the size advantage. You get the ball up in the air, and Ben Watson goes up and makes a play. Tom Brady just basically gave him an opportunity.
4th time in the red zone. Here's Taylor. Down to the 4. Washington Redskins are on the board. They scored in their first possession of the second half, so it's a 13-7 game, and all eyes are on Jim Zorn and that Redskins team with Daniel Snyder, who you know has got a quick trigger finger in the front office for the Washington Redskins.
Well, you could probably say that about a few situations around the National Football League, and we're only in week 3. You know, they go shotgun here. I was going to say I would think they maybe just try to pound it down their throat like they did on their first score.
20.
Brady with time. Over the middle, and the pass is nearly intercepted by Deku. Brady's lucky that ball wasn't picked off.
Boy, it sure was, because Thomas Deku should have had that one, and you know, they're just trying to get it up to Randy Moss, but Deku comes underneath it. I don't know if Brady just didn't see him, because he certainly, if he had have seen him, he would have tried to get it up a little bit higher. And the Falcons are getting a little pressure on Tom Brady, which is certainly the key.
That was a key last week. Jets kept coming at him. Third down and goal. Quick setup and throw, and it's incomplete for Randy Moss. And so now 1 for 4 in the red zone. And 1 for 7, Troy, the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you take a look at this throw, and this is pitch and catch for these 2 guys, and you just put that one on his back shoulder, you know, back away from where the defender is, shield the throw away from him, and it's a pretty easy catch for a touchdown, and Tom Brady knows he missed on that one.
22-yard try by Gostowski. And it's a 6-point lead. More red zone trouble for this New England offense and more frustration for Tom Brady. Patriots have 3 long drives in this game. 15-play drive, 71 yards. 12-play drive, 53 yards. 13-play drive, 79 yards, a last effort. All 3 have led to 3 points each time. 1 for 4 in the red zone. Unwilling to try and pound it in, which they did their only successful trip down there, getting a touchdown. Here's Weems on the return for Atlanta, down by 6, room to run. Out across the 30. As Troy said, in years past, it's been pitch and catch between Brady and Moss in the end zone, trying to pump each other up as they just misfired. 16-10. Matt Ryan has completed passes to 5 different receivers, none of them named Tony Gonzalez. His top threat coming in, and this one is thrown away in the direction of Michael Jenkins.
Well, if you take a look at Tony Gonzalez through the first half and some of the things that New England is doing against him, nothing exotic. I mean, they're playing some zone coverages and certainly aren't assigning one defender or putting 2 on him to keep him from at least getting some opportunities. You know, even on that last play, he was lined up in the slot, and Matt Ryan just simply worked the opposite side of the field.
Down the sideline, beautiful throw, and the catch is made by Jenkins. What a perfect pass from Matt Ryan for 26 yards.
Well, it sure was, and Mike Jenkins having him a good day here. And I know that Matt Ryan, in visiting with him, he feels very comfortable with Mike Jenkins and his ability to make the tough catch. He made another one on that play.
That was the 5th catch of the day for Jenkins. Now it's Turner, who lowers his shoulder into the body of Merriweather and carries it for 7. Back to the catch by Jenkins.
Yeah, you see he's engaged right there, has no use of his right arm, has to bring that one in with his left. Great concentration. Now, every day in practice, every team around the league, receivers run up the sidelines, both sidelines in practice, catching the ball with one hand.
Second and 3, Ryan airs it out down the field, and it's caught. Penalty flag on the play. Jenkins makes the catch into the end zone, but did he push off?
Well, there was contact. Looked like that one could maybe go either way.
And it's against Jenkins, who shoved Lee Bodden.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 12, penalty. 2nd down.
Of course, Michael Jenkins has a huge size advantage. He uses the right arm there. That's a good call. He uses the right arm, basically an arm bar on Bodden, to create some separation and then make the play.
So Bodden downfield is interfered with by Jenkins, who's approaching 100 yards on the day, and he has been the favorite target this afternoon for Matt Ryan. 2nd and 13. That's a false start against Sam Baker as the crowd tries to get into it.
False start. Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Sam's got a heck of a beard going.
Wow. Somewhere in that mess is his chin strap. 2nd and 18. Only in the 2nd year of his career. He's been playing for 21. Ryan with all day fires, and White, who had lost his footing, had it drill him in the chest. It's 3rd and 18.
Roddy White just slips at the top of this route when he starts to come back to the ball, and even then still has a chance.
Matt Ryan has made better throws than Tom Brady in this game. But New England leads it by 6. Comes underneath, hits Snelling, and Snelling is short of the first down to the 39. Picked up 13.
You know, I like the decision there by Matt Ryan. They tried running some verticals down the field. They come underneath to Snelling to pick up, you know, pretty manageable yardage there to where they can at least make a decision on what they want to do. You know, maybe if he could have picked up enough, maybe they try to attempt the field goal. Instead, with where they're at, they're not going to go for it on 4th down. Rather, they're going to punt.
But I like where you're going with it. I think you could make a strong argument to go for it here. You're at the 38.
I think right now, if they weren't down 6 and we were talking about an even game, a tied ball game, they would think a little bit more about that.
Well, let's see how good Kanan is. To the 15-yard line. So taking over up by 6, the Patriots at their own 15. Taking over at their own 15-yard line. You look at the offensive leaders. Brady has missed on some throws. He's had receivers drop some throws. Just 130 yards, yet leading by 6.
50.
Just 25 yards of field position changed on that punt by Kanan as Brady goes down the sideline and the pass nearly intercepted. Back there was Deku defending on Sam Aiken. Let's go for a game break. All right, Kurt, so Tennessee trying to get their first win and trying to send the Jets to their first loss. That's a score that people will pay attention to in New England as Fred Taylor picks up 3. 3rd down coming up for the Patriots.
I'll tell you what, Joe, you go back to that first down pass by Tom Brady, and Thomas Deku should have had another interception. He's had a couple of opportunities now, and I really don't know what Tom Brady was thinking. Deku was in coverage. He was over the top here. He came completely over the top, help on the outside, and yet Tom Brady just threw it up and should have been intercepted.
3rd down and 7. Here's Galloway making the catch, but Galloway is brought down short of the first down. It is 4th down and well less than a yard. Brian Williams with a sure-handed tackle.
And I can guarantee you everything is pointing towards going for it on 4th down. I mean, as frustrated as the Patriots have been, it's not surprising to me. I don't agree with this.
I don't either.
With a 6-point lead backed up, I don't agree with this at all. But that just tells you the frustration that Bill Belichick and this entire offense are feeling.
What an opportunity for the Falcons. Handoff to the up back. And it looks like Sammy Morris has enough. He does. But a tense moment for this big crowd. Another sellout. 163rd straight sellout at Gillette Stadium.
I will tell you, though, that's the kind of thing that Jimmy Johnson used to do back when I was playing. And you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens now on this possession, because a lot of times as players, you want to know that the head coach over there on the sidelines trusts that you're going to be able to pick up a foot or pick up a yard, you know, when you have to, regardless of where you are on the field. The fact that they executed that, we'll see what happens now the rest of this possession.
It's a lot easier if you're Bill Belichick to make that call than if you're a lot of head coaches in this league, as Moss makes the catch up to grab it, good for 19 yards. I mean, Belichick,
Are you saying
won
3 Super Bowls? You saying that has something to do with it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Well,
Jim Zorn would not make that call.
Point well taken. And I think Bill Belichick knows that.
What are you going to do? One of the better throws and catches between Brady and Moss in this game.
By 20.
Abraham coming off the edge doesn't get there, and now a lot of holding and hand checking, no flag. Wow. That's Deku and Randy Moss. Brian Williams was in there as well, and it was Williams who had a hand in holding the left hand of Randy Moss, and Williams got away with it.
Well, there were 2 officials right there watching it. You know, pretty surprising there that that one wasn't called. You know, sometimes you just kind of wonder what these officials are watching, don't you?
Yep. Hand off to Fred Taylor. And out of the shotgun, Taylor picks up 3, so another 3rd and 7 coming up for this New England offense.
Another 3rd down, and overall, New England's been pretty good on 3rd down today.
They've been outstanding on 3rd and 1, 4 for 4. 1 for 6 on all other 3rd downs. So the overall numbers are good. It's 3rd and 7. Brady steps up and fires, and the pass to Moss caught. 1st down, New England. That might be the best throw of Brady's day.
I tell you, that was awfully good, because he had to throw that one on a rope, and you see the concentration of Randy Moss, and did he hang on to it on his way down to the ground. Great hands right there of snagging that one in traffic, and he hangs on to it. Excellent throw and catch by Brady and Moss.
Oh, what a tremendous catch by Randy Moss, able to hang on to it, losing it going to the ground. And he hung on for the catch. Here is a pass complete to Taylor. Wrestled to the ground after a gain of 4 by Stephen Nicholas.
And that was a great tackle there by Stephen Nicholas, because the Falcons brought pressure off the edge. Everybody was locked up man to man, and if Nicholas does not make the tackle there is no one else there to make the play.
This is the 4th drive for the Patriots. It's lasted 10 or more plays. 2nd and 6. Handoff. Taylor inches outside the 35. 3rd and short coming up again for the Patriots. Trey Lewis made that last tackle for the Falcons. It's 3rd down and 1. As I just mentioned, the Patriots are 4 for 4 on 3rd and 1 in this game. This is all still the result of going for it on 4th down, deep in their own territory.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't take a shot right here on 3rd and 1.
They give it to Morris, and Morris runs into Mike Peterson. So now it's 4th down. The ball is inside the 40, and if the Patriots were willing to go for it on 4th and inches backed up near their own end zone, they'll go for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe on 3rd and 1 you take a shot, because earlier you go for it, and if you feel that you can come back there on 4th and 1 and pick it up, of course, they lost yardage, so they're going to be forced to throw it here anyway.
And a timeout taken by Atlanta. So you know the Patriots 1 for 4 going for it on 4th down. They're successful once on this drive. Can they do it again? 4th and 3 when we come back. It's 4th down and 3. Down the right side for Moss. Another brilliant catch by Randy Moss. Reaching to get it, 21 yards on 4th and 3.
You know, if you're Brian Williams, you're thinking they're going to get to the 1st down marker and then hook it up. Great confidence Tom Brady has then in being able to lay it up to Randy Moss. Throw the fade route in these conditions on 4th down, and good execution. But you could see Brian Williams anticipating that they're not going to try to go deep, but rather they're going to try to pick up 5 yards, and that's why he was underneath that throw.
Back into the red zone go the Patriots, and back into the arms of the defense goes Sammy Morris. No gain. Ball comes out. Falcons come out of there with it, but right now they're saying that Morris was down, and Mike Smith can't wait to throw the challenge flag.
Well, you've got to see that he's down, or that he's not down. It looked to me like his knee was on the ground before the ball came out.
I agree with you, but Mike Smith throws the challenge flag. Bierman knocked it out, but it looked like Morris had his knee on the ground before the ball came out. Instead of keeping the flag in his sock, Mike Smith keeps it in his right pocket, and he's going to challenge the call.
He keeps it where most coaches keep it.
Let's take another look and see if Morris's knee isn't down before the ball comes out. Knee is down there.
Yeah, it looked to me like his knee was down.
Atlanta is challenging the ruling on the field of a down by contact. Timeout.
I think the first look we had of it from the other side, you can see better when the ball actually starts to come out. So we'll look at it. Al Riveron will look at it, and we'll get the call when we come back. It's a Falcons challenge. Eric Coleman came away with the fumble. The ruling on the field was that Morris was down before the fumble. Everybody on this crew agrees after looking at it that the knee of Sammy Morris was down before the ball came out. Bierman knocked it out. But we will wait and see what the most important person thinks, and that's Al Riveron. Alberto's been busy under that hood in this game.
Well, what I found interesting was that Mike Smith, I think he made an emotional challenge. I don't even know that he waited to see, you know, what the replay showed. I mean, he was immediately reaching for that flag before any replay had been shown.
But Alberto Riveron still looking at it. Now finally the call.
The ruling on the field stands. Atlanta will be charged with a timeout.
So now Atlanta, as they trail by 6 with just 1 timeout remaining in this second half, and there's the emotion that you talked about.
Yeah, I mean, this is still when Eric Coleman has the ball, and they're saying that it's Atlanta ball, and you know, the officials hadn't even got it out of his hands yet. He's got the red flag out, and he was challenging without even having had the benefit of seeing what it showed on replay.
Second down and 10. Brady fires, and off the hands of Benjamin Watson. With 1 second remaining in the third quarter, it'll be third down and 10.
Outstanding route there by Ben Watson, pushing up the field. You're going to see him 84, and then he runs the outside route, breaking route. Eric Coleman expecting maybe an inside route. He's got a guard against that. He's as open as what you're going to get in this league, and just another misfire by Tom Brady.
That's happened a lot by Brady in this game, more than you're used to seeing. Prior to 2009. Underneath for Falk. There's just nowhere for him to go. And now, while in the red zone, it'll be fourth down. Field goal try when we come back. And here's a 33-yard try by Gostkowski. And it's a 9-point game. So it is a 2-score affair now here in Foxborough, and we welcome you inside our booth, Joe and Troy, and it has literally been more of the same for this New England Patriots offense. You keep waiting for them to get some sort of traction, and I know the muskets fire behind us, which gives you a startle every time, me as well. But it hasn't happened really with this Patriots offense.
Well, I think you look at it, and as frustrated as Tom Brady is, and as many misfires as there has been, whether it's drop pass, poor throw here and there, that was a key field goal there. It is now a 9-point game, and now the onus is on Atlanta to be able to do something that they haven't done. We spent a lot of time talking about New England's inefficiencies in the red zone, and Atlanta has had their share as well, and now they're going to have to go down and show an ability to put the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, and it's up to Matt Ryan to do it here in Foxborough. He's been able to move the team between the 20s, and then they had that turnover by Michael Turner late in the first half. which led to the New England field goal to take the lead before halftime. And now Matt Ryan with basically the entire fourth quarter left will have to get to work. Eric Weems is waiting for the kick. And this one is boom into the back of the end zone. Well, this October, the American League's best teams collide in a month of unscripted and thrilling moments. It's the ALCS. It returns on October 16th, and it's followed by the World Series in high definition only on Fox.
You know, I think if you look at what Atlanta has done this year and even going back to last year, heavy run team on first down. I would expect, or they should start thinking about taking some shots on early downs.
Which they do here with Ryan, and this is Gonzalez, and there's his first catch. There is the weapon that hasn't been used so far by the Atlanta offense.
Last year Atlanta threw the ball 70% of the time on first down. It's not quite that high this year, but it's still 60+%. And as a defense, you start overloading the box with running defense, and the easiest down for any quarterback to throw on is first.
Pass now to Roddy White, and a good play out there by Adalius Thomas. Out on the edge of the defense and a loss of 5.
We haven't talked about Adalius Thomas a whole lot today, but he's a guy who really is going to have a big year for this defense in order for them to ultimately do what they hope to do. You know, as we've talked about, a lot of key players, and Adalius, who missed a lot of last season, you know, probably hasn't quite lived up to the hype that he came with when he came here a couple of years ago.
Vince Wilfork still not out there for New England. 2nd and 15. Ryan throws for Jenkins, and he drops it. Incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 15. Wind is picked up, and it's just been a wet day, wet football, slick field, and a 3rd down for the Atlanta offense. Ryan way underneath the Snelling, and he's out of bounds short of a first down. McGowan throws him out after a gain of 7.
That's just Bill Belichick defense right there. I mean, get him into 3rd and long, play coverage, cover everything down the field, and force the quarterback to come underneath and then rally and make the tackle. A lot of people sitting at home wondering why Matt Ryan threw it so short. Well, there was nowhere else to throw it. And Bill Belichick, when you're going up against his teams, it's hard against anyone, particularly against him on 3rd and long.
Kanan loses the football and somehow is able to punt it away. Penalty flag is on the field on this play as Falk tiptoes up the sideline with a decent return. There are 2 flags.
They probably got a man downfield. He, you know, got down the field because he dropped it before he was able to get the ball punted.
Ninkovich and Telly Banta-Cain almost blocked it, but there are 2 fouls on this play. Right now it's a 49-yard punt, 16-yard return by Falk. And we may have another punt if it's against each side. So the officials sort it out. In a 9-point game, 13 minutes left.
You know, it wasn't a bad snap. He just wasn't able to secure it, but I'll tell you, he did a good job of at least getting it off.
There are 2 flags on the play. The first flag, illegal block in the back, number 88. That flag will be picked up. It was determined it was a side block. The other flag is ineligible downfield, number 44 on the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, timeout.
So add 5 yards on to the end of the run. New England has the football and a 9-point lead here in Foxborough. Well, so far in this game, the Patriots have the advantage. 88 more rush yards in Atlanta, 9 more first downs, 22 more offensive plays run, and 11.5 minutes more in the time of possession category. A 9-point lead. Edelman gets it on the end around, and the rookie Julian Edelman picks up 6 as Deku makes the play.
And Randy Moss was involved in the blocking over on that side when Edelman came around the edge, and he was looking for a flag. I think he thought he might have gotten away there with a push in the back. Take a little better look at it. He goes inside, and then there's looked worse from the angle that I'm at. Didn't look like he did much from there.
2nd down and 4. Brady, there's Edelman, and he drops it. It's about 50-50 today with some of these miscues, well, some by Brady and some by these receivers. That one's on Edelman.
Yeah, I tell you, I just, and he should catch the ball. I'm not saying that, but I'm still impressed with the fact that he was a quarterback, had never played in an NFL game as a wide receiver other than preseason until last week. I mean, you can understand some of this. Tom Brady's his quarterback, for crying out loud. He's probably nervous as he can be.
3rd down, and this pass is behind Baker. And so exactly what the Falcons needed. They get a 3 and out. And that drive goes nowhere, and Weems will return the punt for Atlanta, trying to give his team a jolt.
And that was not very good. And as much as you'd like to say, boy, great defensive stop there by Atlanta, I don't know that they really did much. It was really more the lack of execution by New England, and to not take, really any time off the clock. That was not good at all for New England offensively.
Brady is at 56% completing passes in this game. Weems with a fair catch up near the 25. Mike Smith may have a headache. A couple aspirin, take a swig, and hope his offense gets something going. Still 12.5 minutes left. Down by 9 is Matt Ryan and this Atlanta offense. From their own 26, they do hand it off on 1st down. And it's Turner for 4. Been impressed with Randy Moss and what he's done on the outside. He was on the injury list this week, Troy, with a bad back. Made a couple of good catches, and now trying to get this crowd into it.
Yeah, you talk to people within the organization, and Randy Moss, I mean, whatever has happened wherever he was prior to coming to New England, they say he is one of, if not the hardest working guy in the organization. Just a great player and a guy who goes about his business like a real pro.
Another injury for the Patriots. We'll check it. Come right back. Mike Wright got up. Got over to the sideline with something to his upper body. 2nd down and 6. Blitz coming, and the handoff is to Turner. They go for a game break. All right, Kurt. Jacksonville starts the day 0-2. 2-0 Falcons, 1-1 Patriots, 3rd and 3 Atlanta. Ryan just throws it away with Jarvis Green on his back. Roddy White, the intended receiver.
Hey, you remember earlier in the game when they ran that same play on 3rd down when they needed to pick up the first? They sprint Matt Ryan to the right. This time the Patriots play it very, very well. You see James Sanders, the safety, he gets underneath that throw and keeps Matt Ryan from having a clean lane to deliver, and he just has to throw it away.
Kanan dropped the last snap. 26. Big hit. Well played downfield, and it's Finneran down there with Weems. A 3-yard return. Patriots have the ball and a 9-point lead. How about a bouquet to this offensive line for the New England Patriots and the job they've done. Brady was hit a lot last week, wasn't sacked. The game against the Jets, has not been sacked in this game. Well protected here, and the pass to Moss. Now 129 consecutive pass plays without allowing a sack. That's the longest streak alive in the NFL. And Matt Light has handled John Abraham out on the edge. Those two first faced each other back in 2002. Abraham used to play with the Jets.
Yeah, I'd give a game ball to Matt Light and the job that he's done against John Abraham. Abraham was the one guy coming into this game that Belichick was a little concerned about, knowing that he single-handedly could dictate tempo and change the outcome of the game as a defensive player, and yet Matt Light's done a great job against him without much help.
Brady uses the first time out of the half for New England. Here's that battle.
You get a speed rusher like John Abraham. Matt Light struggled in the first game in the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Schobel in that game was able to get some pressure on Tom Brady, but today against another premier pass rusher, Matt Light just running him by, and of course to be able to do that, then the inside guys, Dan Copeland, Stephen Neal, Logan Mankins, those guys then have to do a good job to allow Brady to step up in the pocket. So it all works in unison, but Light did a good job in this game.
Abraham coming in with 20.5 sacks his last 19 games, 86 sacks in his career. And 2 sacks in the opener at home against Miami. There has not been 1 sack in this game on either side. That's Falk. Sidestepped the tackler. He got right around Mike Peterson. Gained 5. Lofton, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
Well, some of the things that New England's had some success with when they've gotten in the shotgun with Falk in the backfield with Brady is spread out Atlanta defensively, and Atlanta then has played coverage. When you've got the kind of speed that New England has on the outside with Galloway and Moss, generally that's what you're going to get. And then the numbers favor the offense being able to run the football with that quick handoff.
Falk cuts it upfield. He's into Atlanta territory to the 49. It's 3rd down. As Falk got 2, and this is an important 3rd down for this Atlanta defense to try and get a stop, get the football back, as Brady just wants to eat some clock up by 9 points.
Yeah, this possession for New England, they're now doing what they wanted to do on the previous possession when they went 3 and out and run the football, pick up some first downs, take some time off the clock, and try to move it down there and get some points, turn this in to at least, you know, a 2-touchdown game then for Atlanta.
Five-man rush, and this one's broken up, and a flag comes in. Grimes was on the back of Randy Moss. And it's against Atlanta. Pass interference on Brent Grimes.
Defense.
Looked like he got him with the left. Well, he got him with the right arm.
Automatic first down.
And that's right where the official was standing. He was off to the side so he could see that right arm, and Grimes hooked Moss then around the waist and turned him enough to draw the flag.
So that sets up a first down at the Atlanta 40. That's a big conversion by penalty for a first down for New England.
Alert! 50's the mic. Like 20.
Here's Taylor, left side. Not going down easily, and he turned that into a 4-yard gain. Mike Peterson made the stop.
I got him! Alert! 50's the mic. Like 20.
You heard Tom Brady there yell out and point to number 50, middle linebacker Curtis Lofton. And on passing plays, it's important for the quarterback to identify who the middle linebacker, who the Mike backer is, and then the offensive linemen know exactly who is blocking who. But you can't just do that on pass plays. You've got to do it on running plays so the defense doesn't always know when you're throwing.
Here's play action from Brady. Going to air it out. Moss. End zone. A juggle and incomplete. Eric Coleman was back there defending. Moss got his hands on it and could not haul it in.
I think Brady's wondering what he has to do to get a touchdown. You know, good route by Randy Moss going straight to the corner. It's just speed. And Tom Brady lays that one perfectly. You know, well thrown ball. You know, over the outstretched hands of Eric Coleman, the defensive back for Atlanta, but just not able to connect.
Now it's third down. And now the Patriots spend a timeout. Take a break, come back. Third down coming up for New England as they lead it by 9. It's third down and 6. Brady and Moss almost hooked up a minute ago. The last time there was a Brady to Moss touchdown in a game that mattered was the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago, February 3rd, 2008 against the Giants. 602 days ago. They've come close a couple of times in this game, but Moss could not haul that last one in. There's the day for Brady, over 200 yards, but a lot of incompletions.
Still a good day considering how many missed opportunities they've had.
It's third down here. Brady with plenty of time now has a hand on him. Throws. Baker right in stride. Touchdown. Career touchdown pass for Brady, who's the first quarterback to have 200 or more with under 100 career interceptions. And they finally get it in the end zone through the air, and it came from outside the red zone. "36 yards, Troy, for the touchdown."
Yeah, it came because Tom Brady was able to buy some time and allow Chris Baker to get down the field.
Weapons, Moss, Watson, all the running backs. Baker has his first touchdown in his last 25 games on the other end of this.
Abraham trying to reach around Matt Light to get a hold of Brady, and Brady's able to get away from that hold. And then you've got Chris Baker, who just ran up the sidelines, and then Tom finds him. It looked like it was Peterson who was trying to cover him, and that's just difficult to do. It was at that point basically a scramble drill by Chris Baker, and he just took it up the sideline and was able to get it in.
So 2 catches today. Baker came in with 2 on the season. Last year was with the Jets. This game is still a 2-possession game. 16-point lead, but a little more breathing room. Heck, a lot more breathing room for New England as Brady finally gets one through the air. As we said, career touchdown throw number 200.
I'll tell you, the guy who seemed the most excited after that touchdown was Matt Light. I mean, a guy who's been in Super Bowl games and everything else, and he was thinking that was the greatest thing that had happened in a while.
Here's Weems from inside the 5 out to the 25. That's it. Weekdays, we ask you to make lunchtime your new prime time as FoxSports.com brings you lunch with benefits. Log on to check out new episodes of original sports shows delivered to your desktop every Monday through Friday at 1 Eastern. Tomorrow, don't miss the after party with Jay Glazer, which will be hosted tomorrow by Jared Allen, who's filling in for Jay, who's off for Yom Kippur. And then You expect the unexpected tomorrow only at foxsports.com, on MSN, and a live chat with Troy Aikman at noon Eastern on Wednesday.
Buckle your seatbelt.
Electrifying from number 8. Pass intended for Snelling. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. And if you look at what's going on the sideline between Mike Smith and Bill Belichick, Smith in his 2nd year, Belichick in his 10th season here in New England.
I think Mike Smith is all about positive reinforcement. Bill Belichick, not so much.
No. He's kind of the newspaper rolled up across the nose. That's out to the 31, caught by Marty Booker. And I know you and I have visited before about Mike Smith. I mean, everybody talks about Matt Ryan. The Falcons also have the right head coach here who's done a brilliant job in helping to resuscitate this franchise in the wake of the Michael Vick issues. 11-5 last year, a wild card team, and growing week by week. It's 3rd and 4. That ball's batted into the air and incomplete. Myron Pryor got his hands up and knocked it into the air. It's 4th down, and the Falcons are going to send their punt team on.
Yeah, Tully Banakane comes off the edge, and then guys in the middle not able to get a rush. They get their hands up, and ball goes up in the air. Fortunate that that one wasn't intercepted. I know Mike Smith had a decision to make there. You know, we're going to run out of time. We've got to score twice and get two-point conversions. But this thing gets away from you in a hurry if you don't convert. Probably the right thing here to punt.
Ugly punt, but it takes a good bounce. And will hop out of bounds just outside the 21. Well, they have really changed this stadium and the look of this complex, and what a job they have done. Patriots Hall of Fame opened at Patriot Place. Over 36,000 square feet, interactive exhibits, thousands of artifacts, and the history of this franchise, which celebrates its 50th year in the beginnings in the AFL.
You know, I wasn't able to go through the Patriots Hall of Fame, but I did get a chance to see a lot of the development that has taken place here around Gillette Stadium. We didn't have a game here last year, Joe. The last time we were here was in 2007, and a lot has changed. I mean, they have done a remarkable job of developing here around this stadium.
Figure to get a lot of the ground game, and that means Fred Taylor, who's been pretty impressive. Lofton was in on that stop, as was Chauncey Davis. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Patriots rushing total the first 2 games 156 yards. Today alone against Atlanta 156 yards. So they got that part of their offense going.
Yeah, and I don't know that they're going to be able to get back to what we saw in 07. You know, I mean, that was pretty special. And so the one thing we do know about Belichick is he's going to adjust to what he has to do. I think this team is going to be a little more balanced, a little bit like they were a year ago with Matt Castle as their quarterback.
More from Taylor. He still looks like he can push the pile and has relatively fresh legs. Longtime Jaguar. Nicholas on the stop, a gain of 6.
Well, and Lawrence Maroney, you know, I mean, he went down in this ball game, and you know, when he came onto the scene as a rookie back in 06, you just thought, wow, is this guy going to be unbelievable? And he's just had a hard time staying healthy. He missed most of last year with a shoulder injury, and then of course here today. And you know, he's a hard runner. Staying healthy is always going to be a challenge for him, but he's got special talents.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 3, and it's Brady hitting Moss. I'll tell you what, that ball comes out, but Moss was down out across the 40. First down. Grimes on the stop. If Moss had a bad back coming in, he certainly hasn't played like it's bothering him at all. He has been impressive. Really every phase of this game.
He's a special player. I feel bad for him in some ways because he has gotten lumped in, some of it by you know, his own actions. But I tell you, he is a smart football player. Bill Belichick says he's the smartest wide receiver that he's ever been around. Mike Wojcik, their strength coach, is a friend of mine who was the strength coach in Dallas for a number of years, said there's not a harder working guy in the weight room than Randy Moss.
Here's Morris. Out of the backfield, makes a catch, and now it's time for Brady to pad his stats as Morris picks up 17.
You know, I laughed a little bit, Joe, because when you said that, you know, Moss and his back, you know, coming into this game bothering him, you know, the defensive players as a group should have some sore backs, really. I mean, this group coming in was expected to be the group that had to take some time to come together. The offense would carry them, and yet the defense through the first 2 games, and then, you know, they've gotten a little bit more out of their offense here today, but the defense has done a good job, and without some of those key guys that we talked about.
50 Myers. By 20.
Hand off to Taylor.
Okay.
Take a look ahead to the slate of games. The NFL on Fox. Doubleheader day, Giants and Chiefs early, Seahawks, Colts, Bucks, and Redskins. And then late, the Cowboys at the Broncos, one of 2 games. You can check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
And of course, we're going to be doing the game there in Denver with the Cowboys and Josh McDaniel, and you know, not a lot's been said about it, but I'm not so sure that Tom Brady doesn't miss that relationship, you know, with Josh McDaniel. Anytime you lose a guy that you're close with, that's calling the plays, and you have that relationship with, it's an adjustment.
Taylor off the left side to the 36. Gain of 3. Coleman on the stop.
You know, in Atlanta, I know they're going to get on their plane and fly back to Atlanta, and Mike Smith and that staff and everyone else is going to think about a lot of missed chances. You know, I mean, they hung in here and they had some opportunities, and they were able to keep New England from getting the touchdowns in the red zone. And I know that that's how every coaching staff is after a tough loss. You know, you always look at the things that you could have done better. But, you know, Arthur Blank, I think he did a heck of a job in the hiring of Mike Smith.
3rd down and 4. Hand off to Taylor. Fred Taylor got near the first down yardage, but he's a yard short, and it's 4th down for New England.
You know, the other thing about Atlanta, we talk about the fact that in franchise history, they've not had back-to-back winning seasons. One, I think after this year, we won't be saying that anymore. And I think that as long as they have Matt Ryan as their quarterback, they're going to have a lot of winning seasons here over the next decade.
We are at the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. 4th down and 1 for the Patriots, who lead it by 16 points. About to start this season 2-1. Two minutes left in this game, and a quick throw. Randy Moss on the outside takes it down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. You know, we came in talking about, is this a good time to catch the Patriots, and the fact that there may never be a good time to catch the Patriots, especially coming off a loss, which they had last week at the Meadowlands. You just didn't figure that Tom Brady was going to lose back-to-back games, and he has avoided that here this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever a good time to catch New England either, and if it is, I definitely don't think it's after they've had a loss.
By 20.
Here's Taylor. That's Peterson. In fact, the New England Patriots have lost back-to-back games only 1 time since the 03-04 season. So that combination of Bill Belichick and his quarterback Tom Brady, it hasn't been pretty all day. In fact, at times it really hasn't looked all that good. But here they are, leading by 16 points with the football, about to start 2-1. New England will next have a home game against Baltimore. Atlanta will go home and they'll chew on this loss with a bye week. Then they're at San Francisco. Atlanta just spent their final timeout. A lot of questions about this New England defense. They lost Vince Wilfork in the first half of this game, out with an ankle injury. We didn't see him again, and yet even with that, scheme wise, they were able to shut down the Atlanta running game. And then once the score became more lopsided. The Falcons became more one-dimensional and played right into the Patriots' hands.
I mean, here we are 3 games into the 09 season, and not one team has yet to go over 300 yards of offense against this New England defense. That was such the concern, you know, when the season began.
It's kneel down time here in Foxborough. Understand that we're going to try and get the audience to the end of the Washington-Detroit game. And when you go there, realize that Detroit has not won a game since December 23rd, 2007. They've lost 19 straight. Washington is trailing. Could start the season 1-2 as they trail 19-14 with 2.5 minutes left. As Jim Schwartz, Matthew Stafford, and the Lions could get their first win. Meanwhile, here in Foxborough, hugs on the sideline for New England. Tom Brady and the Patriots are 2-1, as are the Atlanta Falcons with Matt Ryan. And those two had never met until maybe during pregame. Definitely right there, coming together after this 26-10 win for the Patriots at home over the Falcons. We'll come back and then get you to the Lions and the Redskins after this break. New England wins it 26-10.